Welcome to WROL Broadcast. I am Hate Mail. With me today I have Loot and Kage.
Hey guys.
What's up?
You know what's funny? I said Loot and I thought I said something wrong because I kept saying Loot last time.
Lobo kept getting, he's like, man, why you keep getting my name wrong?
Today, some of you may have noticed we haven't done a meta report yet about Firestorm or Reverse Flash. That's mainly because they really didn't change that much, and I haven't been that excited about them. So I played quite a few matches with both. I just didn't feel like I was going to do them justice. Usually after playing them in Siege for a while, I have more strong opinions because I'm forced to use them. So I figured I'd kind of hold out on those for a little while. So if anybody's wondering why those haven't come out yet, that's the reason. So what do you guys, before we, let's talk about them just a little briefly. Let's talk about Reverse Flash. Kage, do you have any opinions on him?
No, he was always solid. If you want to run the old school double arrow teams, speed meta, he always works fine there. So any team that he's kind of like a green Batwoman. If any team doesn't have like a taunter, you just go in and mop the floor with him.
Yeah, he's good. The thing is, everybody has a taunter, like 90% of teams. So.
Yeah. So, there's better greens out there now. The game has changed a lot since he came out. So, if you liked him back then, you'll still like him now.
He's definitely better than he was. He's just not. How about Loot? Any opinions on Reverse Flash?
Yeah, to me, he's really not that much different. Very little of his kit got changed. The awareness helps him a little bit, but I don't know.
Half the time it does.
Yeah, it's 50%. So, if they made that 100%, I would say, yeah, that's good, but they didn't. The other problem that I have with him is I have been seeing a lot of evasion meta out there. I played a lot of PvP this week, and there's a lot of back row teams.
Yeah, they've come back again.
And Wonder Girl is very out there with her whip. So the problem with Reverse Flash is he can miss, and he goes first. No matter whatever team you're running, he will go first. So if, let's say there's Harley Quinn out there and you attack her, well, you're just provoking her, basically, and nothing happens, and he'll end up getting killed.
Oh, but if you're on defense, or if you're using Harley on your team, that Reverse Flash ain't missing.
Oh no, he'll kill her, one-shot her every time.
No, right. Something's wrong with Harley. Like, on the other team, like when you're fighting the AI, you can hit her. But if they're fighting you, it's almost like you don't have evasion stacks.
Well, I do like his stats increase. I like the awareness. I do find it to be semi-useful, but like you were saying, there's a taunter on every team. You don't want to smash into Harley Quinn because it just makes her stronger. You don't want to smash into Barda because she'll just taunt and slaughter everybody. And then the only one he's actually useful against is Donna Troy because you can at least remove all the awareness, but then Donna Troy counterattacks and takes him to half-life and stuns him. So
what? She won't counterattack him while she has the awareness up, but once the awareness comes down, then yeah.
So they he's not bad. He's a decent character. Legendary order doesn't really change for me. I still go. The only thing is I would move his 5 up, so I'd go 1, 4, 5, 2, 3 is the order I like for him. How about let's go back.
I went 1-5 with Reverse Flash.
Yeah. I really like his 4 because you get it like on turn 2, and then I like having that. But yeah, 1-5, 1-4. Basically, L3 is his sweet spot. You want those 3 for the most part, in my opinion. How about Kage for Firestorm? Any opinions on him?
He's always good with his basic, and that was really about it. Back then, you could run Firestorm nuke teams with Clayface, but Starfire just did it better. So you would never... Honestly, I would never use him for the AoE, ever. I would just use his basic and just mash it.
I'm kind of glad they got rid of his shield ability, because I used that a lot actually back in the day. Just whenever I didn't want to do damage, or everybody's got awareness, or everybody's got, you just it's not going to do you any good. Now you can't do
Well,
it.
well, I mean, it's passive now, right? Because I never used him prior to the rework, so isn't it like just a passive now? So you just get
It
shields
is,
whenever.
but it's a 50%er.
Yeah, and then it's before you could guarantee to give your entire team a lot of shield, and now,
But but it was on a cooldown, wasn't it?
yeah, I mean it was an ability. Like you, instead of casting his damage, you would take all the buffs and turn them into shield.
I almost think it's kind of better because you're not wasting a turn trying to ramp up with a shield.
But there are times where you've already used his two, and you either can use his basic or his shield, and if the only person you can attack is a mystic or something where you're not going to do any good,
Uh-huh.
I'd rather give my team a shield.
Okay.
I mean, it's not. I mean, it's technically better. I don't know. He's the one that kind of like this month kind of started off kind of disappointing for me. While I didn't want raids because I hate them, um, I also kind of wanted raids because I wanted my rebirth tokens and all that. So I want fixed raids that are fun to play. And granted, I know that takes time. So I'm happy that they're supposedly, hopefully doing something, and they're at the end of this month. But the month kind of started out boring because both reworks were kind of eh, and then we'll get into Adam here shortly. But it's just kind of a blah start to a month.
Not a lot to do.
Yeah, this past week I've been more bored than usual, like extremely bored. But Firestorm's part of that problem because I really like when I first saw his kit, and I'm like, oh, Firestorm's gonna be fun. He's gonna be cool. I like what they did. And then, but in play, it's just he's got a strong basic, but he takes time to ramp. There's so many other characters that can just do damage and apply shields. I'd rather. I mean, Alan Scott is basically. A lot of people compare him to Starfire, which is an apt comparison, but he's also a good comparison to Alan Scott. I'd 100 times overuse Alan Scott if I want to run shields.
Yeah, to be honest, I mean, even I kind of have a shield fetish, sort of. I like Jessica Cruz, but even then, I'll admit that Starfire is just better in every way, so I'd rather use Starfire.
Yeah,
So,
he's a
yeah,
little less squishy, I would say. Than I mean, he can actually take because Wonder Girl's just she's like been out with a vengeance lately. And is it just me or does
She
her
really
whip is
is.
her whip whipping more than it should?
It
Because
is whipping so much. I
it's,
mean,
it's hurting.
it's really. I don't know what happened, but that thing is triggering way more than 70%.
yeah, I'm thinking something's up because I don't
I got
remember.
whipped 2 times in a row, like twice passive on the same turn.
Oh, you know what? When she got nerfed the second time, I was running Clayface and she wasn't even proccing at all. Now it's like she just got fixed or something, and
Yeah,
she's whipping
I feel
every.
like something got rolled back because I feel my PTSD coming back from the early days of Wonder Girl. And just, I mean, I had her. I mean, I
Tell your
remember.
wife to get the PTSD meds, man.
I'm telling you, because there's matches where she's got like 95 strength up on turn two, and that whip is just going, and every character, greens, reds, and blues alike, it doesn't matter. They're just all dying. And I'm like, oh, it's my turn. I have 12% life on two of my physicals. Great. Because I felt like didn't care about Wonder Girl like not too long ago, and then now I feel like I care about her greatly again.
I care about her greatly. I played a lot of PvP this week. As you can see, I'm at the top of the board at the moment. And she is on almost every single team I face.
What's strange though is that all the like Gear 10, Gear 9, Gear 10.5 players don't seem to really concern themselves with her. And when I used to see the people getting upset that we wanted her nerfed, the biggest thing was, oh, they're all using her, that's why they don't want her nerfed. But they don't seem like they use her that much. I mean, they mainly go Etrigan and Hard Gun Deadshot, Red Robin.
Well,
Yeah, maybe Kage can explain that
Yeah.
because she
here's the
doesn't
thing. Yeah,
doesn't make sense.
so here's the thing. For someone like me who has her not really maxed out, she's a good character. She had good utility. But sometimes she doesn't fit my playstyle that much. So it's like, yeah, she's got a little bit of everything, but her damage doesn't scale as well as someone like Etrigan or someone who's just, meaty, like Alan Scott. Even Alan Scott, because mine is partial geared, he doesn't hit he doesn't reliably OKO a lot of greens. Like he'll one shot flash, no problem, but other greens, like it'll take time to whittle down people. So I'd rather just use like Katana, for example, where I can use Stargirl and Penguin to load up some debuffs. Katana's going to come in and one-shot someone, or I can use Etchkin to do the reverse and ramp him up. But Wonder Girl just, I mean...
But what about facing her? Because most people don't seem to mind facing her.
So I don't mind facing her. Like, I'll bring in Stargirl. I mean, Stargirl's really worked for me. Like, I can really make her work. But against Wonder Girl, like, she'll take me down to, like, quarter life, but it's not that bad. And I'll use Lex to bring him in, or control her, or I'll use Penguin to bring down her crit damage, but, I mean, she's never really not...
I guess it's more that we try to, because we have a deeper roster, we're trying to use different teams to just stave off boredom, where most of the lesser geared groups tend to just run the same high crit damage teams over and over for the most part.
I don't know about high crit damage is the problem. Like, yeah, high crit...
Or whatever works, like, the counter.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's different. It's case by case, but it's... Yeah. I don't get harassed by her too much, honestly. It just doesn't feel like it now.
She's always the number... Like, she's the only character I ever fear.
You know who I fear is probably Black Adam.
He doesn't really bother me at all.
See, I mean, I guess we're both on a different side of the fence, man.
I mean, I know I got to bring somebody to not die instantly to him if I see him on, especially if he's like a Rebirth 3 or 4, or above.
Yeah, you just got to be careful what greens you got. Yeah. He really can mess up reds, too.
Yeah. All right, so we're kind of off topic here, but for Legendary Order, I'm really torn on him because there doesn't seem like, other than his 1 being first, everything else is just kind of whatever you want. So I went 1, 2, 5, 4, 3, but I really don't have a strong opinion either way. The only thing I think everyone should agree on probably is that his basic should be first.
Yeah, this is going to sound really stupid, but I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, that's what you do with everybody, because you just L5 everyone, so.
I
mean, granted, that's what I do too.
That's true. But every one of his skills is just like, 50% this, 50% that. It's like,
you know, there's some people on Facebook that are really gassing him up. They're like, yeah, he's probably like an A tier now. They're like, he's A tier now, like Starfire.
I don't get it. I mean, he just does damage.
Starfire, he is not as good as Starfire. I think I would like to actually hear the explanations from the people that are really gassing him up, as you say.
Well, I just don't get it because, I mean, you get some shields. I mean, that's nice. But other than that, he does damage, but his damage is dependent on getting a ton of buffs, which getting buffs is very dangerous. And even if you're not facing somebody who, nukes the buffs, it takes multiple turns. So it's like, why do you... I mean, I'd rather
He's dead before he ramps.
I don't have much of a problem keeping him alive. It's just, it's hard to keep his buffs on him because there's so many debuffers anymore. And
well, that's a good point.
Even if you're not facing Wonder Girl, if you're facing somebody where you're not really worried about that, it still takes a long time. And then after taking a long time, he does about as much damage as other strong greens that could do it without buffing.
Yeah.
Superboy's actually not a bad counter for him, even though it's green versus green, because his basic will just keep taking those buffs away.
Yeah, but I even find Red Robin, because Red Robin's with so many teams that you face. I mean, as soon as Red Robin hits him with debuff immunity, he's worthless.
Yeah, it's tough because he doesn't... I wish they gave him like a way to like passively shed debuffs.
Yeah, he's...
Kind of like just... Because like Jessica Cruz can do it, and so she doesn't have any problem ramping. Yeah. So
I really like him, like as a character. I think he looks cool, and I really want him to be
great.
Good. And I'm very disappointed in him.
I like his animations. I think he's really cool. Like looking.
I think we just let's play him.
Yeah, I was gonna say we'll see. We'll do a meta report on him after.
It's hard to say. We'll see how he is in Siege. I mean, usually I base the tune on. I'll usually say well, he's awesome in Siege, but maybe not so much for Wraith.
Yeah. All right, so let's move on to Adam, who is the character everyone was most looking forward to. And unfortunately, we're all a little disappointed. I've come back around on him after ignoring disease, but first let's talk about disease. And I'll let you start, Loot, since I know that's a topic you wanted to bring up.
I think they had. I think they were trying to think of something that sounded interesting and could have been really cool, but they didn't execute it properly. So like disease, the way it works is with Captain Atom, you either have to hit him and like hope to God that he'll give you a disease. It's not like a guarantee.
That's the lowest 50% chance I've ever seen.
That one never procs.
It's like 5%.
Man, that's
Yeah.
like my RNG, dude. It's
It's
great.
so low. But or you use his 3. And the interesting thing is his 3 is actually good.
And it's going to kill someone if it doesn't kill them.
It'll kill them before you have a chance to spread that, to like
It does
actually
so
give
much
them
damage.
disease. His 3 is good.
It's
I mean,
awesome.
It
It murders.
really hits kind of like Killer Frost 3. Like
I
it's
think
like a really
it does
good
more damage
3.
than that. It does my normal damage against a physical is 56,000.
With Adam or with
Yeah, with Adam.
KF? Oh, with Adam. Yeah, no, his 3 hits really hard. So it's cool that they want you to use that as a mechanism to inject the disease, but it doesn't work because he kills the guy right away.
Or
Which
if
is
he doesn't
cool.
kill him,
I'm happy he kills him.
if he doesn't kill him, it brings them down to like next to no life, and then they die as soon as another character takes a turn, so it doesn't have a chance to spread.
So I've had very mixed results with the spreading. I have been able to spread to 4 of the 4 tunes in maybe one match. Usually I can get 1, like maybe 2. Like 2 tunes can get it if it's somewhat of a longer match. If it's a short match, it's not happening at all. You have to be really lucky to get 3 tunes to have disease, and it's got to be like a very special day to get 4 diseases.
Well, my biggest problem with the disease is that it's basically a bleed. I mean,
It is a bleed.
It's a bleed called something else, and the only difference between bleeds and diseases are it's guaranteed to be 3 turns. Is bleeds guaranteed to be 3 turns, Kage?
No, they kind of vary
Okay,
from
that's what I thought.
bleeder to bleeder.
And then it has the chance to spread, which is cool. I mean, the concept is awesome. The problem is that they're slow to transfer, and when you only get 2, and then usually when it spreads, there's usually just 1.
It's only
spreads.
1.
It's basically the equivalent of having 1 bleed on your character. It completely ignore 1 bleed.
Yeah, 1 bleed does nothing.
So
1 disease does nothing.
I think disease will become a thing in the future, and I think it will make Captain Atom a significantly better character because a lot of his kit's gated around disease. But right now you don't have a way to really ramp up. You don't have a Black Manta of disease, which everyone's speculating, and I'm inclined to believe this is going to happen sooner than later, or at least I hope.
Come on!
This is ripe for Chemo to be reworked and give him AoE disease and a way to stack it up, and then Captain Atom's going to be probably amazing at that point. But so I was really disappointed in that. It kind of led to the disappointment of this month and me really starting to get frustrated with this game. But I started playing Captain Atom last night and this morning with the thought process of, okay, I'm just going to forget disease is a thing. I'm not going to try to make it work. I'm just going to ignore it. It's just treat it like a character that just, has bleed on 1 ability, and you don't bring him for the bleeds. And he's actually a pretty good character.
Don't care about it.
Yeah, he's actually a pretty good character when you take that out of the equation. He does quite a bit of stuff that's pretty good. His 3, like we talked about, does amazing damage. I mean, just amazing damage. And then it's also got heal immunity that does apply heal immunity before the damage. So characters like Lobo, auto one-shot them. I mean, Lobo almost always gets one-shotted by this character, or pretty darn close. And you apply the heal immunity, so he's going to die, and you don't have to worry about him rezzing. So any of the problem rezzing reds, or if White Lantern Sinestro's on the team, makes him pretty darn awesome. And then his 2 that applies the 2 intellect downs to all enemies, which is pretty awesome. He also applies 2 strength downs to all affected enemies, which is awesome. So that ability does pretty decent damage too. It's not bad.
It's not. It does nice damage against reds.
Yeah.
Like it does. It does pretty good. Against other characters, not so much, but the reds, it can hurt them.
Well, I was running them. I decided to experiment with that. I was like, okay, so let's go all in on the damage, and I was playing with Higher Gun Deadshot and Steppenwolf. When he crits on all of them,
I didn't do that.
I didn't even think about that before. I was like, what, I'm just gonna treat him like any high damage special, high special damage character, and try to get the most out of him. And man, that AOE actually does really good damage when he's got Steppenwolf stack. So then I started warming up to him a little bit. His basic with the can't miss if the target has disease isn't bad, but once again, it's hard to keep disease on him, so you can't really rely on that. But the ignore shields and awareness is decent. It doesn't do a lot of damage is the problem, but it's not bad. It does more damage than a lot of other characters. And I do like that he has the ability to counterattack, but they have to have disease too. And he also can use his ability if they have disease. So I do see that proc here and there. So it's not bad. And then he has the chance to use it twice. Have you taken loot the apply or also deal special damage whenever he gets hit thing?
Yeah, I have. I took the whole kit. He's L5.
Oh, okay. That
Jeez.
I'm only L4 right now. So.
I'm only L1. You freaking whales.
How much damage is that special damage? Have you noticed?
I
assumed it's
I
very
don't.
small,
I haven't
but
even noticed it.
it must be really
So
small.
I don't know. Maybe I'll run a match right now while we're just chatting.
Well, in Siege, I'm sure we're going to notice it, but it's,
Yeah, I mean, in Siege, it'll probably be really cool. What kind of a team would you build around? Like, well, I'm going to build a team right now while we're chatting. What team? How would you? Forgetting about disease, because who cares about that?
So
But
I would run maybe Constantine lead because his
J-Con?
2. Yep, because his 2 is gonna help with the damage on
yeah, he does do a lot of
Constantine's
debuffs. I thought about running a debuff heavy team with Constantine and Redler and him.
Yeah, so I would try out Constantine, off the top of my head, Constantine, Captain Atom, and then you want to, I don't know, just depends on maybe Harley.
Yeah,
And
Harley's
then
pretty
I'd
good.
probably take in, I don't know, Swamp Thing.
Yeah,
Just
that's
try
pretty
it.
good. That actually is a pretty good team. You got the intelligence downs, you got the
You got the res, you got whatever, heals.
yep,
Crit chances.
lots of strength down, some bleeds. I actually like that. That's a good idea for a team.
all right, running it right now against a bot while we're chatting.
There's been a lot of bots lately.
Yeah.
Like I've
Well,
had
no.
boards of them numerous
Well,
times in the past 2 days.
one of the biggest problems with PvP this weekend is nobody's playing because nobody cares about Two-Face. Yay! That's awesome for me because I
You
don't
don't
have
have
Two-Face.
Welcome back.
Hence why you're World
Woohoo!
Finest right now.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, there's been an insane amount of bots. Insane.
Yeah, I mean everyone's just kind of preoccupied with the gem blitz, and I'm just running Batgirl teams. It's pretty OD.
I
My defense log is pretty good.
don't like gem blitz. I hate when it's physical. It
I
bores
don't
the
I don't
crap out of me.
actually play Gem Blitz.
I did the first time the other day, and I'm like, wow, you actually get a lot of gems. It's well
So
worth it.
I just hit this team with that AoE, and it did good damage. It also gave everybody strength downs and intelligence downs. So whether they're special or physical, it's going to hurt them.
Yeah, I think he's got a lot of potential, especially with Constantine. I mean, he's a good character. Like at first, I was like, oh, this guy's garbage. And I've seen some people say he's a D, which I really don't agree with that at all. Because I think even if you took the bleeds completely out of his kit, he's not bad.
Guess what?
Hmm.
That was really cool. So I had a low character on the other team, and they just did an AoE on me, right? And they died because of that little extra damage that Captain Atom put out.
How much?
How much
How much damage
percent
was
would you
it?
say?
It's hard to tell because he didn't have like a teeny tick, but it was Solomon Grundy, and so that's a blue, right?
Well, that's not
And he
bad then.
probably had a little less than one square on his bar. So I mean, it's better than I thought it would be.
That's not
So
bad.
he
That's
was
gonna be
it
scary in Siege.
was Grundy already in the red?
Yes.
Okay, it's hard to tell.
Still not bad though, considering.
Yeah, but if you can knock out a blue, well, that's already hang on to your life. Then yeah, it's decent.
Yeah, I mean, that's gonna be really frustrating when you have like no life and you're trying to kill off him when you're playing Siege.
I'm going to try and just keep getting it procking while we're chatting.
All right, did you record that by any chance?
No, because I'm an idiot.
I was gonna say because I was gonna include that in the video right now. So let's talk legendary order. I definitely think 2 and 3 should be his first two, without question, because you really want the strength downs and the heal immunity. Does anybody agree, disagree?
I
Tough.
think
I don't
3
know.
should go first.
I'm torn between those two. 2 and 3 are
Only
darker.
because that helps him really keep a reviver from doing their revive.
Those strength downs though against like Wonder Girl teams and Power Girl teams are so useful.
Well, I mean, you could switch them up. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's just whichever one's more preferable to the person.
Yeah.
Whether it's 2 or 3, either of them are equally a good choice.
I can see this guy kind of being a meta character later down the road because he's just got a lot of utility in his kit.
We need other diseasers. I think if other diseasers are out, the legendary order might change. But right now, the 2 and the 3 are the most important. What
What about 1 and 5?
Well, see, the problem is they're double gated. So 1, he has to have the can't miss
Must
only.
have disease.
They have to have disease. So it really isn't that useful because you can't get disease on them. If you say you're facing Harley Quinn, which is the most prevalent of the evaders, you can't give her disease unless she's hit you first. And you have a 50% chance of giving her disease if she hits you. So, like, I actually take 1 last, personally.
That's
They
fair.
should have given 5 100%.
I didn't know about 4, but now...
Oh, no, not 5. The one where it can give them disease should be 100%.
I think I would take 5 next as his third, because it's a 35% chance to use his basic twice. But, I mean, granted, I know it's double gated, but if he gets hit, or at the end of every enemy's turn
disease.
if they have a disease. So, granted, they have to have disease. Yeah, you got a good point. Probably, maybe go 4 then. If he gets hit, because that light special damage, if it's more than I thought it was, it might be better.
I think that should be third.
Okay,
His
so we'll go
fourth.
2, 3, 4, 5, 1 probably makes the most sense.
Yeah.
That can't miss is so gated that I don't think it's going to be that useful.
Yeah, 5's gated really badly, too.
But I'd rather have the 5 than the 1, because if there's an evader, I'm not relying on him. I'm bringing somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely.
And granted, down the road, if there's lots of, disease-applying characters, it might be more worth it. But even then, I mean, you're really not bringing them for can't miss.
So for all the free-to-play players out there, I would actually farm his gear up or farm his shards up and just wait.
Yeah, I don't know if he's going to do you a lot of good because he's kind of squishy. He's not terrible, but he's pretty squishy. So
He's squishy.
if you're running him gear 10, every blue is going to kill him. No problem. Black Adam will kill him. Black Adam kills him almost every time with his AoE. He's a lot like Stargirl in that aspect, but Stargirl at least helps mitigate damage better. So I'd hold him hold on to him probably for a little while. I mean, he's not a bad character if you like him and you want to gear him, but you want L2 probably is ideal. You need to get his 2 and 3, and you're getting the most out of his kit early on.
Yeah, just wait on his hit kit. Maybe partial gear him. Wait until the camo rework or
Dr.
more
Poison or
disease
somebody.
characters. Yeah, someone who's gonna help him out. But for now, just wait.
All right, guys. Anything else?
Wait, before we wrap up, I want to hear what your opinions are on what would have made disease better.
I don't mind the mechanic itself. I think it's fine. I just think it either should stack up or spread faster, or he should have it on his basic or his AoE. His AoE would have been ideal. Put it on that AoE so he could spread, get the strength down, intelligence down, and disease. That would be awesome.
Yeah, I just don't know why they put it on the 3 where you can potentially kill someone and not spread it.
I mean, really, that's my only issue with it is they put it on an ability that if there's a physical character, you're like, well, I could use it on a mystic. I know I won't kill them and get disease on them, but why not kill the red threat? Just kill the red threat.
Yeah, so, I mean, it sounds like disease, but it's just a bleed.
Yeah.
Don't you think it would have been cooler if it, did something else?
I wish it, sap turn meter or...
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. What if it, really slowed the character down?
Or every stack reduces all stats by 10%.
You know, chemo actually puts speed down on people and agility down on people when they're bleeding or something.
Well, I actually just finished gearing him recently. He was my slow gear until Ross became the slow gear again. So he's actually gear 11 now, and I haven't actually played him yet. So
Yeah,
I'm just gonna mess around
I
with
think
him a little bit.
things will be bonkers, man.
I hope they
So what do
rework
you
him next
think?
month now that
Maybe-
he's geared. So
You think maybe it'll be another 2 months before we get a new disease character?
I don't know. I would think it
They
would be smart
waited
to
on
do it.
True Sight, didn't they?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, it could be as early as next month. I mean, it just depends. Who knows what their plans are? I mean, they tend to, whenever they come up with a new idea or design, they tend to roll out a whole slew of characters for a while that kind of fit that theme. There'll be 1 or 2 characters or a rework character that will get it. So I could see it becoming a thing over the next couple months.
Well, Deathstroke, he got awareness August of 2017, and then someone else with awareness came out in December. That was Penguin. But then we didn't see
True
awareness
Sight
for a
was
while.
quicker.
Yeah, True Sight was a January 18, and then Red Robin was February 18.
Well, we just
so
went through a big shielding. They went heavy on shielding, and that lasted for a good while, and we're still getting shielding characters.
it's tough. I don't know.
Yeah, you just never
Anything
know.
at this point. It's just be ready.
But I'm
Cool.
excited to see a new mechanic. I'd like to see more new mechanics, or something that's not a debuff, something that's completely different.
Yeah, not a debuff. Actually make it a mechanic. Make it so that, I don't know, you gotta, feed somebody an antidote or something
I was
crazy.
hoping Booster Gold was gonna make it so that you can revert a turn or deny a turn or something something completely crazy with time travel-ish ability. But
Oh, that would have been interesting.
yeah,
That would have been cool.
but he does look like he's gonna be a really good character either way. So
Right.
I'm actually most excited for him this month. I think he's gonna be the tune of the month.
Who?
So I,
Booster
I,
Gold?
Booster
I
Gold.
can give you a little bit of hint. I mean, I've played with him. He was R2, now he's R3. So it's I'm getting ready for Siege, into Siege mode. And he does some good damage. R2, R3, holy smokes. He can hurt.
His 3. I mean, just heavy damage, 2 strength down, ignore shields, and 50% chance to apply stun. That's a pretty darn good ability.
It is. I don't have his legendary yet, so the stun's not part of his kit. But even without it, he hits hard.
Well, yeah, I think his
Oh,
legendary
it's 4
5.
strength down once he's max.
I think his legendary 5. He's gonna start the match with True Sight on his own.
No. It's 50% chance.
Okay, but it's a chance.
Yeah, it's one of those though. It's like, will it happen? Won't it happen? Please, God, make it happen. I need it to happen.
If it would have been 100, that would have been the end of Wonder Girl, but unfortunately it's not.
His shield is really nice. 60% shield. That's a lot of shield.
Yeah, that's a ton of shield.
And he really needs that 80% additional damage with the True Sight on his basic, because his basic really doesn't hit that hard.
Well, I think
But
both Kratos Detective
it
and him are going to pair
purge.
very well together.
You guys want to know a fun fact?
Sure.
So, Justice League International featured Mr. Miracle, World's Greatest Detective, Batman, and Booster Gold. And guess who gives out True Sight? Mr.
Both.
Miracle
Yeah, true.
did Batman. So I think they just kind of did that on purpose just to, set that up.
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of fun.
Yeah, I like the continuity with those things. That's pretty cool.
I think Batman is going to be a huge bonus to run with Booster, for sure. That True Sight's going to be key.
I think Batman's going to make his way up that tier list.
I've been
He
using
might.
him more and more lately, I've noticed.
You've got that one team that, I don't remember who's on it, but it looked good.
That narrowed it down.
No, you run one team with WGD, and it's a good team. I just don't remember the
Donna Troy.
I don't run it. That's Doombox's team. But I tried him because he was saying that it would be a really good team for spreading the disease. It really doesn't work.
No, you can't spread the disease. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I got to get going, so let's go ahead
Cool.
and wrap this up. I'll try to get this podcast up today.
All right, guys. Have a great day.
All right.
See you guys.
Take care, everybody. Oh, one other thing we forgot to mention. The
Summer Games.
Summer Games. I've gotten 2 entries.
Two. Grand total of 2 entries.
We have 4 days until it ends. I'll do a Reddit post, actually.
Do you want to maybe just repeat what the requirement is?
The most impressive win. So it doesn't matter how you do it. It doesn't matter what team you use. Just whatever win is the most impressive. So the most difficult, challenging fight you can put together and win. That's all the requirement is. Pretty easy.
Yeah,
Win
I
a
think
$20
maybe
gift
it's
card
a
if you're
Reddit
first
post.
place. If you're second or third place, you get a $10 gift card. I mean, come on, people. Let's get it.
Or is there going to be a second game?
Yeah, there was, but we're not getting any entries.
We're not getting any entries.
If you're not excited about playing the games, then we're not going to spend the money on it.
Oh, and as a reminder, I think Kage's coming. Kage is coming.
Get him, Kage. All right, guys.
Go
With
get
that,
him, Kage.
we're signing off.
Hey, this is Angreifer03. Thank you for listening to WROL broadcast. If you like the show, please consider becoming a Patreon and earn extra perks by going to patreon.com/WROL broadcast. Look, don't feel bad about the yellow rings thing. For the first year and a half I played the game, I didn't know that Harley Quinn with the animated series costume and Harley Quinn with the military helmet were the same characters until my alliance, Drunken Irish, what's up, told me that they were the same character. So I was waiting for an event for Harley Quinn, not knowing I could farm her through PvE. So, yeah. And yes, that's a true story. I did not know that she was the same person.